Well, folks, members of Congress, people running for office, they're releasing their third quarter raising and expenditure lists, and there was something in Lauren Boebert's expenditure report that has actually raised quite a few eyebrows. And it all goes back to the man that she attended that fateful Beetlejuice the Musical performance with, the one where she was reaching across the aisle and making sure that he was having a good time. Here's what happened. She is now, of course, broken up with that man because, as she said, he's a Democrat. But he also owned a bar that actually was a very LGBTQ-friendly bar, had hosted drag shows, and, once that came out, Lauren Boebert had to dump the guy. But before that came out publicly, Lauren Boebert, according to her campaign financial disclosures, spent $317.48 in late July at the man's bar. $317 at a bar out of your campaign money. Now, technically that's not necessarily an issue. You can do that if it's an official campaign event. But as far as we can tell from Boebert's calendar, she didn't have any campaign events at, what's the bar called? Hooch Craft Cocktail Bar. You had no business there. You had no campaign business there. Yet somehow, one evening in late July, you spent $317, and your campaign wrote that money off as event catering. Here's why that raises a couple of eyebrows. This was one night, again, where you did not have a campaign event, as far as we can tell, unless you had a secret event that nobody knew about, which would be weird. But event catering. Catering, of course, means supplying food or alcohol for a large group of people. $317? That's not enough to provide food or alcohol, let alone food and alcohol, to a group of people. So I don't think that was catering. And if that's just a regular bar tab for you, then a $317 bar tab is exceptionally high. So you see, that's the problem with this amount of money. $317 is a lot for a bar tab for Lauren Boebert. Maybe not. I don't know how much you can handle. It's a lot for a bar tab. It's not enough to actually be a catering event. Unless they were just serving potato chips in a bowl and, tap water. So that's why this expenditure has raised some eyebrows. The amount is just a little too weird. It's a little too off. Again, too high to be a bar tab, too low to actually pay them for catering an event. And there were no events for Lauren Boebert that we can find that happened at that bar. So were you just funneling money to your boyfriend? And this is the problem we have, by the way, with the entire campaign finance system. Maybe this expenditure was legit. Maybe it was just her not wanting to pay money out of her own pocket for a bar tab, so she charged it to the campaign and wrote it off. We'll never know, because campaign finance laws are so lax that there's not going to be an investigation over $317. They're going to assume it's legitimate. They're not going to waste any time looking into it. And that's the end of it. Because we live in the wild, wild west of campaign finance laws, and little things like this, whether they're real or whether they're totally illegitimate, get swept under the rug by campaigns every day. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.